Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Thank you today, and today we're doing for boys and girls. I'm glad you asked because today we're back on the World Tanks console. That's right, what we're doing on World Tanks console, that tank. Well, again, I'm glad you asked because today we're doing a tank review. That's right, a tank review on the KV-220-2, the Tier 5 Russian Premium Heavy Tank. And this thing is well, when you get into a good matchup, which the thing does get provincial matchmaking, which I don't have to really explain it. Did explain this in my, believe, the 112 tank review of the Tier 8 Chinese Premium Heavy Tank. So what it really means is it won't see 2 tiers higher than it. That's the simple way to do it. But is this tank really worth it if you decide to either, buy the premium pass, or if you decide to buy the ultimate premium pass because you get 25 skip tier because this is at level 25 within the season. Is this thing worth getting? In a way, yes. When you get into this really good matchups against those tier 5s and those tier 4s and stuff, this vehicle can rock the boat. That's not many things can kill this thing, but because of its haul, that's the downside. Or actually, as not the downside, but it's the upside, because it has, I believe, either a tier 7's haul at tier 5. So it has a really good haul, but the turn is not that great. You could actually pin the cheeks, as the haul could really be very hard if you decide to angle just like this a little bit. But yeah, the KV-220-2, is it worth it? Well, I could show you the stats here in the garage, show you gameplay with it, like we always do, and your decision could vary if you like this vehicle or not. But if you don't like it, still keep it. I have always say this, both within seasons and also tank reviews and stuff of premium vehicles. Always keep a premium vehicle. You just never know when you're going to get another one out of a loot crate, which if you do get out of a loot crate, you'll get gold, or you might get it something like an event or something like that, which will get earned credits out of it. So let's go ahead and go over some of these stats of the vehicle. So with your standard rounds, you get 99 meters penetration, so that's why it gets that provincial matchmaking. Not the best type of gun, but still pretty decent. With premium rounds, you get 121 meters penetration, HE 38 meters penetration, damage is 110 for both your standard and premium rounds, and 156 for HE. Hit points is 860, so very low. So I guess in another way, that's why you get differential matchmaking. Max speed is my bad. Max speed is 34 miles per hour. The range is 310, and consumer is 395, which is it's a heavy tank, so it doesn't have like the best, camouflage. What I put on this vehicle is, of course, advanced loader, which load time is 10% less. Which with this vehicle, it just feels, I guess you could say, dirty. Because the rate of fire of this gun. I also put advanced gun lane drive, which is show aim speed is 12%, and then of course I put advanced armor, which I put this basically on any tank I can. I guess you could say it would really be provable for more heavier types of tanks, where damage from enemy weapons is 5% less, which is pretty good in a lot of ways, because in some tanks where, like, let's say you're playing a tier 8 and you don't get that provincial matchmaker, you're seeing things called the FB405, or aka the Ship Barn, the Death Star, the Jaegeru, the Storm Tiger, the Ruthless, all those tanks that there's about 1,000 or so damage to you. Yeah, so, but down here at this tier, this thing will not see tier 10s, lucky. But it will definitely see tier 6s, which there is no small guns at tier 6. You will see KV-2s, KV-85s, which comes with 122. KV-2s will be carrying 152. You got German Storm Tiger, not Storm Tiger. What's that thing called? The Boom Bar. I believe it's tier 5 for the German tank destroyers, with a big gun too. So definitely taking around 5% less damage is really worth it, in my opinion. But that is it for the equipment. Now, consumables, I put a premium repair kit, premium first aid, and premium fuel booster, which helps max the speed and 10% turn rotation speed as well. I put 105 rounds of AP, 10 rounds of APCR, and about 5 rounds of HE. Never know when you're going to need this freaking HE. Commander, my skills, rapid loading. Well, actually, wait, let's go over here. Rapid loading, which is 10% increase to gun reload speed. Adrenaline rush, which is 50% increase to gun reload speed when under 10% HP, which where it can help you out. Snapshot, which is 12% increase to accuracy during turn rotation. Steady aim, which is 10% increase to accuracy, and rapid aim, which is 10% increase to gun and rotation speed. Yeah, turn and gun rotation. Why did I say that? I have no clue. Other perks I would take, probably this, Deadeye, which is 6% increase to chance of damaging enemy crew and modules with AP, APCR, and heat shells. Born Leader, which is 10% increase to skill efficiency and crew performance. Anything else? General Mechanic definitely would take General Mechanic because it's 10% increase to repair of all damaged modules, which if you have a your detract and there's a lot of enemy tanks on a ridge line and stuff and shooting at you. Maybe your armor might take it. You might take a couple hits, but this is very key if you don't want to take a repair kit. This will definitely help you out. So, what would I drop if I would not want the repair kit? Well, of course, I would drop the repair kit. Probably take ration. Yeah, rotations. Sorry. You basically say it's food. So I would definitely take that. Now let's look at the armor of the beast. So we got 20 meter sickness, which is the gun itself, and the tracks, which again acts like space armor. We got 30 meter sickness, which is around the looks like it's around the gun mantlet there, or right up front of the gun mantlet, that little bit that holds the gun, plus the turret ring itself, and underneath the back of the turret, plus this little spot in the rear of the hull, and the belly of near the rear of the hull. We have 40 meter thickness, which is the frontal part of the belly of the tank, plus the roof deck, plus the turret ring itself, and the roof of the turret itself as well. We got 75, which is the sides, rear, and also the gun mantlet itself of the turret. We have 80, which is the rear of the hull, right there, and the upper plate right there, or the sloped upper plate. Then we have 90, which is around the cheeks and stuff, which is the spot that you really want to be shooting at, around the cheeks and all that. We have 100 meter thickness, which is the lower plate, the sides, and looks like a little bit of the turret ring and this little spot on the back of the tank itself. And 120, which is the mid plate and the middle piece within the turret ring as well. So what you really want to be aiming at is the cheeks. To be really honest, I mean, I guess you could also aim at the gun mantlet a little bit too, because of its 75 meters thickness. As long as you have the penetration. Never aim for the hull for this beast, because look at that. And if they start angling like this, yeah, that's going to go up. So there's not really much things there's at tier 5 that can library pen the hull armor. But the turret, you can library pen. Especially if they're looking at you and stuff like that. So always aim for the turret for these things. Even on the Bogatir, which, yes, there's 2 versions of this vehicle. There's this one, then the Bogatir. Always aim for the turret. But let's go ahead and look at the remaining stats. So top forward speed is 34.65 miles per hour. Top reverse speed is 10.50, which is pretty slow in reverse, but I guess with all that armor, yeah. Horsepower is 650. Power to weight ratio is 10.45. Chance of being 75 is 15. Hit points is 860. Hull rotation speed is 20 seconds. Self-retaining resistance is 2.51. Main retaining resistance is 1.37. And firm retaining resistance is 1.14. Detectability range while sitting still is 395.63. So remember, this is a heavy tank. It's not a light tank or a stealthy tank to sure, so it's not very stealthy. While moving, it's 420.11. View range is 310. insignia range is 360. And let's talk about the little-sized caliber gun, the 76 caliber gun. This is 5. The rate of fire is 26.62. Accuracy during rotation is 1.39. Max elevation is 24. Max suppression is 8, which is pretty decent. Reload time is 3.47. Rate of fire is 17.28. Accuracy on 100 meters is 0.41. Accuracy during movement is 3.28. Aim time is 2.01 seconds. Charge per clip, because it's not autoloader, it carries only one shell in its gun. Max ammunition capability is 120 rounds. Of course, you get AP, APCR, AG, and damage per minute is 1,901, which you can go to town with this beast. I'm not going to talk about the rest of the stat right there, because if you want to look at it, go ahead, put the video on pause if you do. So yeah. But below that is, of course, the premium benefits. We've already basically talked about what the premium benefits of this vehicle is. But again, if you want to put the video on pause and look at that, go right ahead. And yeah, that is basically it for the KV-220-2. Is it worth it? My opinion, yes. Any provincial matchmaking tank can be really worth it, simply because if, let's say, you don't want to play 2 tiers higher, which normally, because this is a tier 5, it would normally see tier 7s. So, because of the provincial matchmaking it has, it will not see the tier 7s. Its worst matchup is the tier 6s, which again can be pretty bad depending on what type of tank you're seeing, because there is some big guns at tier 6. Even at tier 5, there's a couple decent sized guns. Probably not the biggest, but there's still German tank destroyers, which is dirt vehicles, which doesn't even need a Pena to do damage. So, yeah, there you go. But the KV-220-2, is it worth it? Yes, 100%. What about if you don't play World War II? Still worth it, dude, because you never know. You might get through loot crate, or you might able to get through either event or something like that. I would say keep it. Just keep any premium tank there, guys. But let's go ahead with the jibber jabber, and let's go see what this thing can do on the battlefield, shall we? Alright, see you guys in a few seconds. So we're back, guys, on, well, it looks like Wide Park. Yeah, I was going to say Widow, or Wid, or something like that. But looks like we're top tiered in this match. And like I said, when this thing is top tier, pretty decent. Though I might try to get some more gameplays with this vehicle to show you guys how it is when it's not top tiered. Maybe sometime in the future. Maybe it's a random tank video, like I normally do with random types of tank videos that I post. Like I said in the garage, this vehicle is definitely worth keeping. You can go ahead and play it. It's a nice vehicle to have with the rate of fire it has and the armor it has at tier 5. You could definitely be, well, a little bit of a scumbag if you want to, but don't let me tell you, you have to be, because you don't have to be a scumbag. But this vehicle can be pretty strong, but don't think it's pretty much not, what's the word I'm looking for? It is vulnerable. There's a couple tanks at tier 5 that can deal with this vehicle from the front of the turret. The hull, not so much, depending on if they have the low premium or not, but there is a vehicle that we're going to meet here, no spoilers I guess, that will able to deal with us. I believe they have pinned our frontal upper plate or mid plate there. I don't remember, but we're going to see anyways. Maybe. But it looks like we're going over this way. I don't want to go over on that though, Hio, because even though we got decent gun depression, we're still would have to worry about tank destroyers hitting us, and I really don't want to worry about that. So I'm going over on this side where I'm used to. See someone, gonna see a heavy tank. It's a T-14, and it looks like we hit his tracks. He doesn't hit us, but it looks like we hit his tracks again, and I'm just not having great luck. It looks like he pinned us. Not sure where. I hit his tracks again. So again, tracks hit, but no penetration. Shot. Now I'm loading premium. As you can see, I'm trying to aim for weak spots. We bounce off his low rate. We actually aim for his little machine gun port, and it looks like he's now completely hitting the dart. We put 2 shots into the guy. Sadly, our last shot completely bounces off of him. I switch back to our standard AP shells. I don't want to waste too many of our APCR shots, even though, you know, with Cold War, no actual big deal. I could just go ahead and go to Cold War and play a couple games in Cold War and earn about 1,000,000 credits back. But still, I'm pretty preservative with my credits in this game. But he did pin us, and I believe he pinned us in our turn. So he knew where to shoot us at, but it looks like we see a medium tank, which is the Honor T48 or something like that. We put 1 shot into the guy. We're going over. He does have a dangerous gun, but it looks like his first shot completely bounces. He is a tier 4, but we take the guy out. And it looks like that other T20, which is a stock variation. Was that T20? No, that's a T48, it looks like. But it's a stock variation of the vehicle. And sadly, well, he's just going to bounce. But it looks like we get a good shot on the belly of the T14, American Heavy, and we take him out. And it looks like we were using premium shots too. Premium rounds. It looks like that T48. I probably got the name completely wrong. We're shooting at us, but sadly he's not doing anything because he's very much a stock gun and all that. But it looks like we're taking this Churchill out. And we're using the standard shots now, but now we switch to premium rounds. Wait, did I decide to switch again? Yep, I decided to switch back to AP. Not sure why. I don't know what was going through my mind at this point. But it looks like this Churchill stopped trying to shoot us. And it looks like we missed a shot. Oh boy. Ooh, looks like we found a good shot area right there to pin. And can we pin the Churchill Mark 1? It does have a stock gun, so yeah, the poor Churchill. We decided to switch to premium rounds, and boom. But sadly, we don't get the kill. The KV-1 gets the kill. Oh well. We're a premium tank, so I guess it doesn't really matter if we get a kill or not. We already have 2 kills, so yeah. Sadly, I had accidentally ran into my pencil poor friend. Said sorry to him. I always do that. You never know. Be kind to your friends on the battlefield. But it looks like that medium tank dies. And it looks like we're aiming for another medium tank, which is over here. Which is a VK, which is German. And do we get the shot? Sadly, no. The shot just completely misses the target. We're going slow. Our shot went to that tank there. And boom, we hit 1 shot into that VK. And can we get another shot? Yes, we can. 1 more shot. Boom, headshot. We got 3 kills, and there's 1 guy remaining, which is artillery, which I don't think we're going to be able to. Nope, we're not. But that is the KV-220-2. I do like this vehicle, and as you can see, everyone is aiming for my turn. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys did, please leave a like. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys want to. And like always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.